When I bought the house, I knew it needed work. It was old, 1910s, creaky floors, yellowed wallpaper, and that stubborn scent of stale dust that no amount of bleach could erase. But it was cheap, and after years of apartment living, I wanted something of my own. It was during the second week of renovation, in what used to be a study, that I found it. I was tearing down a warped section of the wall when my crowbar struck something solid inside. It wasn't a pipe or a stud. It was metal, boxy. I pried the panel wider and reached in, pulling out a dusty old cassette recorder. A Maxell cassette was already loaded inside. Faded masking tape labeled it in shaky handwriting. Play, do not record. Naturally, I pressed play. Recording 1, dated unknown. If you're hearing this, maybe you can help me. My name is Daniel Mercer. I bought this house in 1997. I don't know how much time I have left, but I have to get this out before it finds me again, before it comes through the walls. It started with whispers, then the dreams, then the other voice, the one that sounds like me but isn't. If you're here, you need to get out. But if you're like me, you won't. You'll want answers. Just promise you'll keep listening. Click. My fingers hovered over the buttons. I rewound it and played it again, half expecting the message to change or disappear. It didn't. I carried the recorder to the kitchen and sat at the table, staring at it for nearly an hour. Daniel Mercer. I Googled the name. Nothing. No deaths or missing persons tied to the address. I played the rest. Recording 2, 1 week later. I found a panel in the basement that doesn't match the blueprint. Behind it, a room that shouldn't exist. No windows. Walls made of something darker. Not wood. Not concrete. It absorbed the flashlight beam, like it didn't want to be seen. Inside, I heard it breathing. It was in rhythm with mine. Then it stopped. Mine didn't. It knows I found it. The next day, I checked my basement. There was no hidden panel, at least not yet. But when I was halfway up the stairs to leave, I heard a soft click behind me. I turned, and the recorder, resting on a shelf, had started playing on its own. Recording 3. It mimics. That's how it learns. I heard my own voice in the kitchen last night, talking to someone. But I live alone. This morning, it left me a tape, one I didn't record. My voice saying, "Let me in." I stopped sleeping well after that. I sealed the recorder in a drawer and left the house for a couple of days, crashing at a friend's place. When I returned, the drawer was open. The tape was halfway through a new message, but I hadn't touched it. Recording 4. You can't record over me. You can't stop what's underneath. I'm almost through. That night I dreamed of being buried in walls, the house folded in on itself, boards and plaster layering over me, suffocating me in darkness. I woke up gasping, drenched in sweat. There were scratch marks on the bedroom wall, not from fingernails, from inside. I tried destroying the recorder. I smashed it with a hammer, tore the tape out, burned it in the sink. But the next morning, it was on the table, intact, no sign of damage. And it had a new recording. Recording 5. You found me once, now I'll find you. You can burn the tape, but you can't burn the voice. Because you've already heard it, and it remembers you. Things escalated fast after that. Lights flickered even during the day. My own reflection lagged a second behind in mirrors. Doors locked themselves. A voice identical to mine whispered through the vents at night. I'm you. I've always been you. One evening, I caught myself mid-sentence in a conversation. I hadn't started. I was saying things I didn't intend. My voice, but not my thoughts. I was losing time, losing me. I called a contractor, told him I needed the walls torn out, all of them. He agreed to start with the basement. That's when we found it. A small hidden door behind a shelving unit, sealed shut with rusted nails and black wax. It reeked of sulfur and rot. We forced it open. Inside was a room, just like the tape described. Windowless, black, soundless, and unnaturally cold. There were dozens of old cassette tapes lining the walls, each labeled in the same handwriting as mine. Even ones dated before I was born. We didn't go in, we just sealed it again. He quit the next day, refused to even take his tools. Said, "Whatever's down there doesn't want to stay buried." I tried moving out, put the house on the market. But every time someone came to view it, something went wrong. Sudden illness, car crashes. One buyer swore she saw herself inside the window as she stood on the street. And then one day, the recorder disappeared. Not stolen, just gone. I thought maybe it was over. Until this morning, when I opened the wall to run a new cable, and there it was again. Same tape, same label. But now it plays without pressing a button, and now it records on its own. Final recording, today. My voice, but I never said this. If you're listening, it already knows your name. You heard it. That's enough. It doesn't need your permission. The tape is just the beginning. It's already recording you.